I haven't made any videos in a while. I've been kind of busy with stuff. Also, my camera battery died, and yeah, and I think I'm getting a cold too. But anyway, this is just kind of a random video just to show some stuff I've been up to. Got a couple new Mega Drive games that I've been wanting. Alicia Dragoon. This was released in the US, but as you can see, the Japanese art is spectacular compared to the Western versions. If you're not familiar with this one, it's by Game Arts, and kind of a fairly unique action game. It's good stuff. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. Also, finally pulled up a copy of Twinkle Tail. This one's still fairly obscure. I guess you could kind of say it kind of plays like Ikari Warriors, where you just kind of run around and shoot stuff from an overhead view, but it goes in all directions, and really nice graphics for a Mega Drive game, and made by a really obscure company that made nothing else. This one can be a little hard to find, but I'm really enjoying it. Good game. Also picked up Salamander for the MSX. Not many Konami MSX shooters I don't have, so it was good to finally add this one. I gotta say, this is the hardest version of Salamander I've ever played. It's really, really weird. Almost a totally different game from the arcade, to be honest, unlike the other ports, and it took quite a lot of effort just to get through the first stage. This is a hard game. But, as usual, Konami MSX shooters are all pretty good. So that was a good one. The majority of my game time, and the reason I really haven't made a whole lot of videos, was because of this one right here. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Finally got a hold of one of these. And awesome, awesome game. In fact, it's kind of ruined Metal Gear Solid for me, because Metal Gear Solid recycles so much stuff from this game. It's not even funny. Like, damn, man, Metal Gear Solid should have been a remake. I mean, it isn't. It's a sequel with new characters and a new plot, but 90% of Metal Gear Solid came out of this game. You know, for 1990, this game really is amazing. Wonderful, wonderful game. This is not an easy cart to get a hold of, but worth every penny. Fantastic. And then, I also got one of these finally. This is the Disc Station Fall Special. Disc Station was basically a digital magazine for the MSX made by Compile. And, you know, they were like game demos and basically whatever random stuff they stuck on there. This is probably the most sought after version, and that's because this is the one that includes Alesta Gaiden. Alesta Gaiden itself, honestly, is one of the weaker games in the series, but it's still fun and worth one to track down. This one also comes with Children Wars, which is pretty bad in my opinion, as well as, you know, this is the one that has Dexter on it. So yeah, this station is a pretty cool magazine. There's like 50 issues, but this is the one out of all of them that I really wanted because of Alesta Gaiden mainly. Good stuff. Also been playing. Also been slowly working through Ladok 2 here. This is probably one of the more impressive shooters graphically on the MSX. It requires the 2+, and this one's fairly cheap, but really nice game, but it's really, really hard. Honestly, because it's got a few design flaws in it, but still, definitely one of the more impressive games I've played on the MSX. It's extremely smooth, never slows down, never gets choppy, which you don't see very much on the old computer. But yeah, it's another fun one. And finally, one more thing to show you, which is why this video is kind of random, and that's that I've been playing a lot of Zaxxon the last couple days. But I don't mean the arcade, and I don't mean the ports. I mean Zaxxon, the LCD game. Found this in a shop for like $1. And honestly, it's pretty easy to find the old LCD games in Japan. You can always find like Game & Watches and whatever sitting around, and usually I don't bother, but this one kind of intrigued me, because I was like, how the fuck do you make an LCD based on a game that was pretty much famous for being 3D? Like, how do you do that? But then I look closer, and as you can see, it has a double panel. Basically, two separate LCD screens stacked on top of each other, giving you two different planes that you can switch between. So you have a higher and a lower, which kind of simulates the altitude changing in the actual Zaxxon arcade game. This was made by Bandai Electronics. And so I was like, huh, well, the idea of the double panel sounds kind of neat, so I gave this one a try, and honestly, I really like it. So let's open this up. And here it is. This is 80s tech at its finest. So yeah, you know, on a screen this low res, you can't really see much. But, you know, it's got two planes, and it's actually fairly impressive looking. You know, I mean, they're not really sprites, but they're drawn very well. A lot of nice detail in this one for an LCD game, and it basically has two levels. One where you're flying with meteorites and you just shoot ships, and then the second one that it's showing now, where you're actually like, we've got ground targets and you have to bomb them. And you can actually, you know, change between the two screens to change your altitude, just like the arcade. And for an LCD game, this is pretty impressive. Like the Game & Watches, it's always on. It has a clock. And so, you know, unless you take the batteries out, it always runs. And, you know, most LCD games are pretty awful, but this one is really fun. Probably because, you know, it's just more of a basic shooter. And it does have two distinct levels, and they get harder and harder as you keep playing it. You know, the first time you get to the bombing level, it's just bombing. Then the next time you get there, it's got ships, so you're dodging lasers on the upper plane, as well as bombing on the lower plane and trying not to get hit. I mean, being an LCD game, there's only like 6 places you can actually be. You know, 3 positions on the top, 3 positions on the bottom, and that's it. But I think the thing that really makes it addictive is this game actually does keep track of the highest score. It saves the highest score as long as the batteries last for, so I don't know, it gives it that addictive quality. Just one more try, one more try. Especially because the game is pretty hard, and the manual actually has, for the high score in the manual, it's like 3,250 something. And personally, I'm lucky if I break 1,000, and that's driving me crazy. I mean, it's just, damn it, I've got to be better than the manual. So, just for shits and giggles, let's do a run play for this. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to see much. It's an LCD game, but let's see what we can do here. Okay, it's going to be hard to play this way, but switch it to game mode, and my high score is only 1,450. I'm not even halfway there yet. Go LCD music. I already got died because of the weird angle I'm holding it at. But yeah, you get 3 lives, and you can earn more if you get far enough. Everything's worth 10 points. But I don't know, it's pretty smooth for an LCD game. To most people, the LCD days were, you know, the absolute dark ages and should be avoided. But here's the bombing level. This one actually moves, or at least looks like it moves fairly fast. And the timing's really tight on these bombs. And if you're on the lower level, you will run into whatever's in front of you, so you gotta be careful. Level 3! Nope, died again. But myself, when I was a kid, I had the original Batman one from Tiger, which all the Tiger games sucked. We all know that. And then later I got one of those Sega Pocket Arcade things with the flip-out screen. I had the Sonic one, and that was also really crappy. It was just a stupid maze game. Oh, game over. Score 910. That back in clock mode. That's enough. You can't really see anything watching it through here anyway. But yeah, cheap LCD games are kind of the final frontier, I guess you could say, when it comes to old game collecting. There's a million of them, and the majority of them are crap, but I don't know. I really like this one. I like how it looks. The double panel LCD screen is a neat little innovation, and it does actually feel like I'm playing Zaxxon. Yeah. Interesting how something this simple can still just be amusing to play. I'm looking for the Splatterhouse one, but I think it's pretty rare. And I don't really want to spend a whole lot of money on something like this, but for the $1 I spent on this thing, it's a fun little diversion. And that score and that manual, it's going to drive me crazy until I actually can manage to beat it, if I ever do. So yeah, I know the Nintendo Game & Watches are really popular, but I don't know, they never interest me so much, but I really like this one, so just thought I'd give you a look at a version of Zaxxon that you've probably never seen before. Well, anyway, as you can tell, I've definitely got a cold. I need to go to sleep. See you later.